guys to do, to look at and to game plan for?
Well, we tried to get ahead on Detroit, do a little bit of work on them. We looked back, kind of the first couple games compared to the last 4 games. That was good to just kind of see the progress that we've made. Starting with third downs, run game, protection. You know, I'm proud of this group. I'm proud of the players. I think it starts with them. First couple games, we were things that we were not doing very well. We've kind of addressed it. We emphasized it, and they've done a terrific job the last couple weeks. I mean, it didn't just come together, but so there's things that we're doing well. Obviously, now the challenge is you come off the bye, get a little bit of time off, you come back, you got to get the timing back, things like that. Today was a really, really good practice. I felt very good about it. But that's the biggest thing, is just kind of getting them back thinking football, even getting myself thinking football. You know, it's good to get away for a while, but we're excited about this challenge. It will be a challenge playing the Lions. They're playing really, really well right now, and it'll be a great contest on Sunday.
With the red zone efficiency, what's been the number one thing, or maybe 1 or 2 things that have led to those numbers?
I would say, obviously, again, the ability to run it. Obviously, some of the scramble plays, you know, we really didn't design the play. You guys might find it funny, but for Russ to drop the ball and then to pick it up and throw it, like, we didn't practice that. Yeah, it's amazing how that happens. But so I think I'd start with a running game. I'd say that's probably the first thing. Just we've been running it well. We've been moving people down there. We actually overcame some penalties against Oakland, which was cool to see. And then obviously his ability to make plays. We're winning some one-on-ones. That's been good.
Detroit's been really effective getting after the quarterback. What have you seen from them?
Obviously, they're a really good group. They're big, they're strong, they're physical. They play hard. Obviously, if they get Ziggy back, that will be, you know, something that makes them even more potent. But they play hard. It's a good scheme. Matt Patricia, Paul Pasqualoni do a good job of kind of getting those guys to try to create one-on-one matchup situations. They run a lot of games and stuff inside, so that makes it hard for people. If you can stay out of those passing situations, that helps.
Ed Dixon haven't been able to do anything since the spring for you until this week. Just how far can you come along and play in practice, and what do you expect that of him?
He looks good. He has been working, obviously, on the side for a while, just trying to get himself back healthy. He's done a good job trying to mentally stay on top of what he's doing. I thought he's had really 2 really good days. Today's really the first day that we kind of turned him loose. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll get another good day tomorrow and see what it looks like. But it'd be great to have him back. He's obviously a really good player that we'd love to mix in there and see where he's at.
What have you kind of learned about him as a player in the limited time you have seen him on the field?
Big, strong, physical. Matchup problem for some people. He has the ability to get off the line of scrimmage. It's something he's really good at, and then he's got a good catching radius. So the timing with Russ, we're working through that. Some throws today that they're actually out here, we're out here working on some things. That's probably the biggest thing that we need to figure out.
What can he provide in the run game with his blocking?
Does a great job. He plays really low pads, good takeoff. He does a nice job with his targets. He's strong. Again, some of it's experience. But we've mixed through George. We've mixed Nick. He's done a nice job. Darrell, Swoop's coming back. So we feel good about that group. And we'll see how Ed does tomorrow before we make a decision. But he's a really good run blocker. Very, very versatile.
How's Rashad coming along?
Doing good. Doing really good. I think the confidence is up. He played really well in that game. The screen got him going. You know, we hit the screen early down the boundary. That kind of helped get him started. Love the way he finished. You know, he had the one run late in the game where we were trying to run out the clock. Did a really good job running out the clock, taking off like the last 8 minutes, and he kind of had a run to the boundary late in the game, right before the 2-minute warning, I think, and he knew he had the awareness to stay in bounds and not run out of bounds, and a lot of young players don't do that. Big physical guy that, again, when his confidence is up, which I think it is right now, he's a load, and he's really a good complement to the other guys that we have.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about his confidence. The screenplay that he had, I think it was on the opening drive. When a young player hasn't really contributed as much and then he gets that first big play, what do you think that first big play can do for their confidence?
I think it's a relief for all of them. I think it's a relief for all of us. Oh, there's a good play. I think, okay, hey, we're off to a good start. He really committed young man. Wants to play, wants to do well, always trying to find ways to get better. And I think you just could watch him even in that game. When that happens, it's kind of like, okay, the game slows down a little bit for him. So that was cool to see. He's always in it, whether he's in the game or not. He's always standing there by us. And you don't always see that with young players. Sometimes they get distracted. He's not that way. So Again, really good loaded backfield right now. They play well off each other. They feed well off each other, and it's just hard to get them all involved, but he's doing a nice job.
Speaking of confidence, how much does the play up front of the O-line over the last 4 games that you've played kind of help fuel the offense in general with the confidence that's kind of come along since the second half?
We feel great about the way that they're playing. Again, it's not just them. When you look at the protection unit, tight ends are involved, backs are involved. There's an attitude there. The offensive linemen give us an attitude, the way that they play, the way DJ Fluker prepares, the way he plays on game day, the way Justin Britt is, Dwayne Brown. Those guys give us an attitude that I think is infectious in our group. Again, like I've said before, they're always on me about running the ball. Normally you get coaches that kind of give you ideas. It's our players that when they come back after a touchdown drive, hey, don't forget, run the ball. So I think that's pretty cool. It's the buy-in, it's the belief in themselves. But there's an attitude there that those guys, they want the ball on their shoulders, if you will. They want, hey, give it to the backs, let us go do what we do. And again, the best thing, or one of the best things we did in that last game was we were able to, late in the game, when Oakland knew we were going to run it, we were able to run it and ate up 8 minutes or whatever in the end of the game.
You mentioned the running backs, hard to get everybody carries. I mean, do you have an ideal scenario in your mind of how that will work the rest of the season?
No, each week's different. I think you hear Pete say, feed the hot hand. I think that there is something to that. You need multiple guys for sure. But you kind of show up on game day. We have a plan of who we think is going to start the game and what certain plays. But you see how the game's going. You see who's playing. I mean, again, for Rashad to be in there late in the game was just because we trusted him, and he followed up with that by playing well.
Doug Baldwin, you really got him involved in the second half of that game too. Was it just kind of a matter of kind of keep going to him, or what?
No, I think with Doug, there's the timing element. There's been not a lot of practice. There's been maybe limited with some of the stuff he's been doing. So it's just us calling plays, and you got limited passes. Sometimes he's getting doubled, other times he's not open. He won't admit that, but there's other times he's not open. He won't admit that. You can tell him I said that. He'll deny it. He'll say, show me the video. Russ trusts him. He stepped up big time. There were some huge third down plays. The catch he made down our boundary on the go ball was unbelievable. It was just a terrific play. And then the courageousness of him to go across the middle, even on the interception. I mean, he's kind of going to try to make a play. So I think he's feeling better. And when he's feeling better, that helps us.
Looking at the numbers, the Lions are ranked 30th in the NFL in run defense. Is that a deceptive number? Just with how well you guys have run the ball, do you think that's either something you can take advantage of, or is that kind of statistic maybe not really indicative of what they're actually doing?
Yeah, I think statistics are misleading. If you watch this film, you would not think that. I mean, that's not what you see on film. You don't see that. I think there's been a couple big runs that maybe have gotten out that maybe tilt the stats, but this is a really good run defense. They've obviously added the Snacks young man from the Giants, but when you watch this film, they're a really good run defense, I think. And Matt Patricia's a heck of a coach. Paul Pasqualoni, it's a really good scheme. Having played the Patriots for all those years when I was with the Jets, they do a good job. They try to find single blocks and things like that. So I'm surprised that the number is what it is. But I think that stats can be misleading, and in this case, I think that they are.
From what you can tell so far, does Patricia try to run a game the same way Belichick would? They try to take away a specific aspect and then trickle down from there? Do the way that they call games defensively feel like they line up a bit, or does it feel like a little bit different?
I think Matt and the staff do a good job of looking at you, what you do well. They want to try to take that away early. They want to try and confuse you early. They have multiple things that they do. They do a lot of different things, so you have to prepare for different fronts, different coverages, things like that. They try to get into your brain, if you will. We just have to trust our rules, know there's going to be things that maybe we haven't seen or that are specific for us, and we'll adjust to those on the run. But they do a great job. I think if you look at the way they're starting games, it's 45-13 or something like that. They're getting off to good starts, and I think that's because they've frustrated their opponents. And we think that they'll have something in store for us based on knowing that we run the football and things like that we'll have to adjust to. Cool.
Thanks, Tom.
Good. Thanks, guys.